You were on set with me last time.
Yeah.
Are you surprised at what the reaction was, this sort of visceral response to the segment?
No, I'm not. I'm not at all surprised by that because people seem to be really horrified. Anytime women want to talk about their sexuality, it's immediately people go to, that's so vulgar, or how dare we? And there's this immediate protective response that pops up, and people just want to say like, oh, let's shelter the little ladies from sex. It's really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the overwhelming responses that I found on the Facebook page, which is actually extremely surprising to me because during the segment, our commenters are just on pace with us. Our commenters were very interested in the segment, and you know, if you didn't want to comment on it, you didn't do it. But our people that watch us every day were really into it. It was the Facebookers, you know, and people on Twitter that seemed to have this different response. And overwhelmingly, they asked, "Why should we care?" And Noah, you've really made your life about your professional life about why people should care and making sure people care. Why should we?
Yeah, I think that we have a huge problem in this country with sex in general, but especially when we talk about queer sex and females, women having sex, like Jincey was just talking about, it's such a taboo topic still. And what that happens is that it has consequences then. That can directly lead to then people not being educated about sex, and that can be dangerous in and of itself. We're talking about diseases, we're talking about, you know, all kinds of things, pregnancy if we're talking about straight sex. But also I think it also, you know, for me a big part of queer liberation is sexual liberation. And I think that we all should be a lot more informed about our bodies, what makes us find pleasure, what gives other people pleasure. I think we'd all be a lot happier and a lot healthier if we talked about it. But it's so taboo that no one wants to talk about it.
Jan Cummings writes in and says, we do not need education on the topic in huge capital letters. Alex, I see you shaking your head.
Yeah.
You know, why do you disagree with Jan?
Well, I think, you know, maybe Jan doesn't want to know about this, and so Jan doesn't have to click and watch, but there is a huge community out there of people who want to know and want to have frank conversations like this. And we have, you know, really open-ended talks about sex, heterosexual sexuality on HuffPost Live. And so I find it maddening that in particular when we get to something around queer sex, and of course, you know, women, you brought that up, that all of a sudden, like, people don't want to know or somehow it's too private. But, you know, as a queer woman, I'm really eager to hear conversations exactly like this. So I think it's the most absurd comment was like, who cares? And it's like, well, we all care.
Yeah.
Right. And this country is obsessed with sex. Everything is about sex in this country. And so for people to say, who cares, or this is disgusting, it's so disingenuous because even if you are pretending like you're not clicking on it, you're clicking on it. Maybe you're not commenting on
hell
it.
yeah, you are.
But you're watching it. And that, you know, on my site, on Gay Voices, anytime we have anything that has to do with sex, it's our #1 story that's being clicked on. Maybe people aren't sharing it on Facebook because they're embarrassed about it, but they want to know.